Hey too, this is Jaden Storm, Kenoshi Team Shadow Strike, and this is going to be another deck profile, this time on Royal Paladins. This is a Majesty deck, you know, with the new Royal Paladin strides that we've gotten over the from set 1 and 2, but it also incorporates just a lot of other Royal Paladin stuff. Majesty is not this deck's sole focus, so it's kind of, I honestly, I would just call this a Royal Paladin Stride deck. I really wouldn't call it a straight Majesty deck, but it does play Majesty. You know, I part of me wanted to wait to build this deck profile for you guys until Fighters Collection comes out, but to be real honest, I'm not going to make it my goal to get a hold of 4 Religious Soul Saver as quickly as possible because I won't be able to buy many boxes, if any, of Fighters Collection. So I won't be able to guarantee that I'll get them in time to do the deck profile quickly. So I decided to go ahead and build this, and I'll tell you what I would change out, you know, for in the G deck for Religious Soul Saver. But to be real honest, this deck is done. It just doesn't have Religious Soul Saver, you know. But in all honesty, I really don't think it's a. I mean, Religious Soul Saver is definitely needed, but I don't think it's as important as some people make it out to be. I think this deck, honestly, just the way it is, could do just fine without it, but it's definitely an extra weapon that I would want for the deck, because there's nothing ever wrong having an extra G unit for your opponent to spring on your opponent. But so I'm going to get straight into this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So in the comment section below, if you would like, please tell me if there's another variant you would like me to try, because the plus side with Royal Paladin is there's very few ways that you can, you know, screw the deck up. So anyway, I'm just going to quit rambling, and we're going to jump straight into this deck profile. So since we play Majesty, you immediately know that the starter of the deck is the return of Wingal Brave. And also my Wingal Brave is SP. Awesome. Back during the old Majesty days. Basically, his ability, Forerunner, ride. When a Royal Paladin rides him, slide him to a rear guard. Whenever he is boosting a blaster, if the attack hits, you move him to the soul, and you search out a blaster. So, pretty much it. For triggers, we play 4 copies of Future Knight Lu, not because we can get him his skill, but just because he's pretty. And we also play 4 copies of Bringer of Dreams Balonius. Again, we do still play Ultimile in this deck, but we play it also just because this is the only deck out there that can play 2 double rare critical triggers. Yay! But his ability, if you do somehow manage, if you do ever get to use it, is when your Ultimile Vanguard attacks, you may move him to the soul, draw 1 card, and your Ultimile Vanguard gains plus 5k. So it's good, and I like the artwork, but I'm playing it mainly just to have pretty triggers. And continuing with pretty triggers is we play 4 Margal, and these are basically the draw trigger that is cloned, has been cloned so many times for other clans. You may put him in the rear guard, put him in the soul from the rear guard, and give 3,000 to any unit you choose. And then we play 4 of the classic Royal Paladin heal trigger, Yggdrasil Maiden Elaine. So that rounds out the grade 0s for the deck. You know, just too bad Elaine doesn't have a hollow version, or we'd have all hollow triggers, but unfortunately we don't. But hey, having 12 of them hollow is still pretty cool. So, grade 1s, we play 4 copies of Holy Knight Guardian. This is the Royal Paladin G Perfect. You can play the classic Assault or any of the others if you would like. I just play this because I like to unflip damage, and this deck can counterblast a fair amount, so you do want to have the unflipping option. Next, we play 4 Laurel Knight Sisylas. This is our Royal Paladin G Stride grade 1 fodder card. I don't know whatever the hell you want to call him. Basically, when he's placed on the rear guard, you may reveal a grade 3 from your hand and search out any grade 3 with Ultimile in its card name and add it to your hand, and then discard a card. And when he is ditched from the hand when paying the cost for Stride, he gets +2 to the grade, so you can ditch him as a grade 3. Next, we play 4 copies of Knight of Friendship K. Since this is a Majesty deck, and we do play other blasters that can be on the Vanguard Circle, we play 4 Knight of Friendship K. So he can be used in this deck as a 7k boost or a 10k attacker. Pretty much the start of 10k attackers for all of Vanguard. And then for the last grade 1, I really wasn't sure what to put in here, so I just put in 2 copies of Lunar Crescent Knight Phalanx. I thought about putting in Classic, my two of my old Marins, but I could not find my Marins, but I'm not going to really worry that much about it because I really do like his artwork. I thought about putting in the Generation Break 1 10k booster, but that could lead to columns not hitting at least 16, so I don't want that. This stuck behind any of my rear guards can at least hit 17. Behind Majesty with his skill, it hits 20, and even in front with it behind a K, it hits 18, so it just to me makes the most sense. Grade 2s, we play 3 copies of Blaster Blade Seeker, so this should tell you at least one of our grade 3s. Never really going to use his skill. I mean, it's there if you have a Seeker Vanguard, but there's only 7 Seekers in this deck, so that it's very, very rare that's going to happen. So, but it's there mainly just to use for the Legion of the deck. Next, we play 4 copies of Classic Blaster Blade, which I managed to have 3 SPs of. I'm looking for a 4th SP, so if you do have a Blaster Blade like this and it's SP and you're willing to trade it, please let me know. And then we play 4 copies of the original Blaster Dark, which I only have 1 SP of, unfortunately, but if you do have SP Blaster Darks, I'm willing to trade for those as well. So, pretty much, obviously, all our grade 2s we play are blasters, so no matter who we ride for our grade 2 can use Wingal Brave, use his skill, so it's there. Pretty much, Blaster Dark's ability, obviously when he's rode as the Vanguard, you may Counterblast 2 and retire, I think it's anything. Yeah, and Blaster Blade, when he's rode as the Vanguard, you can do the same thing. Or if Blaster Blade is called to the rearguard, you may Counterblast 2 and retire a grade 2 or higher. But it's very rare you're going to use either one of their skills. It's very rare you're going to use any of their skills. But I guess they're there if you really want to. Then for the grade 3s, we play 2 Majesty Lord Blaster. Now, the reason we only play 2 is because it is searchable by Wingal Brave, and I don't want to have too many Majesties floating around because, I mean, Majesty's a great card, but I just don't see the point of playing 3 or 3 I could maybe see, but definitely not 4, just because he would literally then just become a 10k vanilla rearguard or ditching him for Stride. But having 2, I haven't playtested this deck yet, but I'm confident in thinking 2 is just plenty, and if not, then I'll cut something and putting a 3rd. But to be honest, 2 is all you really need, because with Stride, you're going to thin this deck, and so when you do finally find one of the Majesties, if you don't get it in your opening hand, you can just go into your Majesty then. So it's not, it's not crucial to play 4 of this. Next, we play 2 copies of Blue Sky Knight Altomile. So, if I do find that I do need a 3rd Majesty, I'll just cut 1 Altomile. Now, some people are playing Soul Saver in this deck, but I refuse to play any more 10k Vanguards except 1, which is Majesty in this case. Soul Saver is good, and I do like it. I just don't want to play too many grade 3 10Ks, just because they're really not, they can't really do you much good on the rear guard, so they literally just become ditching for Stride bait. And I do like Altomile as a backup, so say I have Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark in my hand, but I don't have that Majesty yet, I can just ride into Altomile and use him to Stride to dig through the deck until I do get it. Now obviously, if I were to do that, Wingal Brave will never be able to get his skill off because he's not boosting a Blaster, but he still hits 16. Then when I do ride Majesty, I can use him to add him to the Soul to search out another Blaster unit. But it's it's there. I think 2 2 Majesty and 2 Altamile works really well. So then for the last grade 3, it's pretty obvious, is I play 4 copies of Seeker Sing Saber Dragon. Sing Saber is just too good not to play. He is arguably probably, these are my top 3 Royal Paladin bosses in the game. Just because I like having the restanding Vanguard, I like Majesty for the nostalgia, and I really like Altamile's artwork. I think he's absolutely beautiful. I was going to play, originally for this deck, I was going to play Alfred Exeve, because he can Legion with Blaster Blade, but the only problem with that is it would be kind of pointless, because, I mean, it's there to Legion cards back, so you can put your triggers back in the deck, but with Alfred Exeve, you don't need you don't need all Seekers on the field for him to gain his extra crit, but it just didn't seem like the best option to me, so I went with Altamile instead. Maybe I'll try Alfred, if Altamile really isn't doing me any good, but every time I've used Altamile in my previous Royal Paladin deck that ran Sword Mies and the Jewel Knight stuff, he always worked for me. Now, this isn't the most popular build out there right now. The most popular Royal Paladin deck out there is the Ashley Jewel Knight deck that you play 4 Sing Saber, and then most people are playing 3 Ashley Reverse and 1 Break Ride, or 2 and 2. But guys, I just will not build that deck of my own free will. But there was a couple of people who asked me to build it, so here's what I'll do for you guys. If you guys can get me to 500 subscribers, and this video gets 25 thumbs up, I will build the Sing Saber Ashley deck. That will be a pure Jewel Knight deck. If you guys, if some of you out there would just love to see me build a deck that I just do have no interest in building, but you guys would like to see my take on it, since this is a channel meant for all of you guys, I will build the Ashley Sing Saber variant that is extremely popular right now, if this video gets 25 likes or thumbs ups and you guys get me to 500 subscribers. If you guys really want to see that, please let me know, leave a like, and I promise that if I get 25 likes and I get to 500 subscribers, I will build that deck for you guys. But not until both of those conditions are met. So, if you want to see that, you at least now know how you can get me to do it. Next, for the G-Zone, we play 2 copies of Shrouded Divine Knight Gal Blade. This is the generic Royal Paladin Stride. Whenever this unit's attack hits, you may Superior Call a grade 2 from the deck. So it gets you, say if you ride Majesty, but you're missing a Blaster Blade or Blaster Dark, you can just stride into this, and if the attack then hits, you can Superior Call out the one you're missing, and you can even put it in the back row so your opponent could not attack it. And if you're playing Gear Chronicle Narukami or something like that can snipe it with an ability, then obviously that's going to be a problem, but at least it gives you an outlet to get that out. Next, I play 1 copy of Divine Knight of Flashing Flame Samuel. This is the new G unit from Set 2, and it is definitely needed in the deck. I don't think it's needed at any higher than 2. But I can you need at least 1, possibly 2 if you like it that much, but not more than 2. I don't see it needed more than 2. But his ability is, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have 5 rear guards, so if your board is completely full, you may counterblast 2, and if your opponent is at less than 5 damage, you may deal them 1 damage before the attack concludes. So if your opponent is at 4 damage, you can attack, use his ability, put them to 5, and then they can't take any more damage. So he is definitely good in the deck to play as a 1-of, but that's all. This is the only one that I have, and I honestly don't think the deck needs more than that. But that's my opinion. If you like to play 2 by dropping the Gal Blade, you can. Or I also play 1 Snow Element Blizza. So if you don't want to play just one of him, you can cut the Blizza for another Samuel, or you can cut a Gal Blade for it. If you like the Blizza. I just like Blizza because you can create a huge column for your opponent to deal with, and if they have a small hand and you know they don't have a perfect card, then Blizza's a nightmare to have to deal with. Then for the last unit, obviously, is I play 4 copies of Holy Dragon Saint Blow Dragon. So this is the Ace G unit as of this moment for Royal Paladin. So his ability is crap. I can't. It is hard to read, guys. God, my eyes suck. During your turn, you may flip over a Saint Blow from your G zone face up, and if you do, this unit gets plus 3,000 for each of your rear guards until the end of the turn. Then, if the number of face-up cards in your G zone is 2 or more, and you have at least the number of rear guards you have is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 1 critical. So, if your opponent is at 3 damage and you're attacking them with Saint Blow, and that's pretty scary because 1 more crit could win you the game. So, your opponent is definitely going to want to nullify this if they have it, which can bluff out a perfect guard, and then the following turn you can go right back into Saint Blow to try and finish the game. Or it can lead to them having to say no guard to him, and then if you pull a crit, then that gives you the chance to end the game. So definitely Saint Blow is amazing. Now the question comes into play. When Religious Soul Saver comes into this deck, what gets cut? There's a lot of people out there who are cutting 2 Saint Blow, and then they are cutting 2 of their other G units and playing it as 4 Religious Soul Saver, 1 Gal Blade, 1 Samuel, and 2 Saint Blow. I don't know what I'll do, honestly, quite yet. I'm going to have to play test and figure out which I like. I don't know if I want to cut all my Saint Blows. I really don't, because I really do like Saint Blow. But I do like Religious as well. So I'm gonna try builds that play 4 Saint Blow and only 2 Religious, and then 2 Saint Blow and 4 Religious. So I'm just going to have to figure out which one I like better. I encourage you to go with whatever you like best, but it's literally just a matter of yours, and the deck is gonna need some. I'm gonna need to play test it a little bit, but honestly, this deck, the main deck, it's pretty much. I don't think I would change anything. So, to be real honest, I would just have to figure out where I'd want to put the Religious Soul Savers, and then just go from there. But, so, anyway, guys, that is my my Majesty Altamile Sing Saber deck. But it's so cool to be able to have all 3 of these in the same deck, just because they really are my top 3 favorite Royal Paladin cards as far as boss grade 3s. But like I said, this definitely isn't just a straight Majesty deck. It has many other weapons in its arsenal to use and take advantage of. But it's nice to have a Majesty deck again, because I did miss playing him quite a bit. He is my favorite. He was the deck that really got me hooked to this game, just because I love how he freaking looked. Even though my main clan will and forever will be Kagero, I really do enjoy playing Majesty Lord Blaster, and I'm very glad that this deck is competitive again, and when Religious Soul Saver comes out, it's even more compatible. But honestly, this deck became compatible again just when Sing Saber came out, because there was some Majesty Sing Saber decks running around that are just as good. But anyway, guys, this is my take on the deck. So in the comment section below, please leave me your suggestions and feedback. Feel free to ask me why any question at all. I welcome your questions and comments and all that. And if you guys remember, if you want to see the Jewel Knight version of this deck that is extremely popular right now, if you want me to build that deck and force me to do something that I really don't want to do, but I'd be willing to do it for you guys because you guys are awesome and I love you. If this video gets 25 thumbs up and I get to 500 subscribers, I will build that deck just for you guys. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So please leave any and all feedback below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I will see you next time. But actually don't thumbs this up, guys. But unless you are dead set on wanting to see that. Or if you do thumbs it up and don't want to see the Ashley deck, just leave the Jewel Knight deck, put it in the comment section below or something. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video, and I will see you next time.